What the heck am I reading? Oh, hello. As you can see by my super casual and water-friendly attire, we are deep in the bowels of summer. I have an inflatable pool filling up with hose water as we speak. I have hundreds of tiny explosives left over from America's birthday so I can annoy my neighbors for weeks to come. And all I want to do is kick back by the pool with a frosty local beverage or a frosty dose of gin and quinine or a frosty chunk of ice from the last remaining Antarctic shelf. How did that dark thought about climate change slip into my summer good time fun? I know what we need. Some music. But not just any music. Something cheerful and twangy, sprongy to kick those dark thoughts right out of our heads. Fortunately, there's an instrument that fits the bill. It's small, portable, requires no electricity, it's cheerful and sprongy, and it fits perfectly into your mouth when you're making that face. Yeah, that face. Trying to smile through the pain of realizing that the world is burning down around you. That's right. Tonight, we're playing the Jaw Harp.
All you'll need for this beside your body is a jaw harp. The jaw harp goes by many names, including Jew's harp, Juice harp, mouth harp, Ozark harp, and Jew's trump. And while the origins of some of these names are unclear and may or may not be offensive, I'm going to err on the side of not being and call it a jaw harp. The jaw harp is a lamellophone, or plucked idiophone, which basically means that it has a long, thin reed or tongue attached at one point and you pluck it. The device consists of a frame with a roundish part that you hold, a narrower part which you place against your mouth, and a long, thin tongue, usually made of metal. There are at least a couple different ways to hold a jaw harp. One method is to grasp the bottom of the frame with your thumb and middle finger, and rest your index finger on top. Just make sure that there's nothing in the way of the metal tongue, as this would dampen the sound of the instrument and possibly hurt your fingies. Another method is to form a C around the frame with your hand, resting it on your thumb and securing the top of the frame between your middle and index fingers. This is the method that feels most natural to me, and it also has the added benefit of using your hand to amplify the sound. You'll notice that the jaw harp doesn't make much of a sound on its own. Observe. This is because the device itself is only half the instrument. The other half is your mouth. Safety is of the utmost concern for those with hirsute appendages, so if you have a long mustache, be sure it is waxed up and out of the way, and always remember to secure your beard. Let's assume that you've been reading the news, or watching the news, or just listening to the news, or let's assume that you're familiar with reality, and your look of horror has parted your teeth just enough to rest on the bevels of the instrument. There you go. Be sure to tighten your lips to hold the instrument in place and to improve the overall sound. Now, there's really only one way to pluck a jaw harp, and most people like to do it with their index finger, but I prefer to throw a good old thumbs up, just to reassure myself that everything's all right. There you go. Now, in the most basic sense, we're playing the jaw harp. Not much to it though, just kind of the same note over and over again. Let's see what we can do about that. Let's say you made the mistake of scrolling down to the bottom of a news article and reading the comments, and now you're hyperventilating. Well, throw a jaw harp in front of that mess. Your breath controls the volume of the notes that are played. See, you're calming down already, although these are not the statements of an expert and none of this should be construed as medical advice. Now let's say that the inhumanity, the xenophobia, death, suffering, environmental wreckage is just getting to be a little too much for you, and while you're sitting around waiting for the heat death of the universe, all your mouth and tongue can do is flap helplessly, unable to form a coherent word. Well, let your tongue wave goodbye to all those horrible thoughts by using it to control the tone and pitch of the notes you play. Just be sure to keep it well away from that long metal tongue. Now you're ready to put all those techniques together and play the jaw harp. Just remember to keep a good grip on the frame, press it firmly but gently against your teeth, and keep your lips nice and tight so the instrument doesn't jostle around and the sound is nice and vibrant. Also make sure to allow plenty of room for the metal tongue to move, because you don't want to chip your teeth or buzz your lips. I can tell you that from experience. Now, I know that playing a jaw harp isn't really going to solve any problems, but if I can get a little corny and ham-fisted for a second, just keep in mind, while you play one of the oldest and widespread instruments in the world, we all share this planet. The least we can do is try to play nice.
Yeah, it's working. I haven't thought about the American election cycle in minutes. Well, anyway, don't chip any teeth, enjoy your summer, and tune in next time for information on something else. Hi, welcome to the end of the video beyond the end of the video. I'm David Jewell and I make these things. I don't usually do plugs in these videos, but I have written a book. It's called Zek. It's available on Amazon right now in paperback and Kindle formats, a link in the doobly-doo. And it's got lasers, robot horses, human-animal hybrids, and some weird stuff too. So if that's up your alley, you should definitely check it out. Thanks again and stay classy.